Good afternoon everyone and welcome to Crafty Monday. We are doing it over here and I will put the video over onto Crafty Monday as soon as we're finished. So I'll come on a couple of minutes early just so everyone gets their notifications and can jump on. And today we're doing a fantastic little fun fold card. It's one of my, I love this little card. It's a cute little card. It's quick, it's easy, and I think you're going to really love it and enjoy making this for Christmas, because this is a good little fun fold for Christmas, something a little bit different. So how's everyone going today? The weather is sunny here today. It was cold this morning, but the sun's shining now, which is really lovely. And yeah, it's Addie's birthday today. So Addie, if you're watching, happy 6th birthday, sweetie. I know she came around a little bit earlier, just so we could wish her a happy birthday, which was really lovely. And she was off with her mum for the day. So I think she's going to have lots and lots of photos to do, because we gave her a little scrapbook to put all her memories into. So she'll really love that. So if you come on, don't forget to say hello, tell me where you're from, and if you're a first timer, tell me that you're a first timer. Now, don't forget, I have pinned to the top of Teresa Brown Stamping our competition for this month. So don't forget to check that out and read about it. And it's all about giving, and who do you think might be having a really hard time at the moment, or needs to, you know, some happy mail or a gift or something to come to them. So we are going to make this card. So let's come down to my scoreboard today. I'm using my scoreboard. I love the scoreboard. So if you come on, don't forget to say hello and where you're from. And if you're watching the replay later, welcome. I love people that come in and watch the replay. Just don't forget to say hello. It's always important to say hello. Okay, so our piece of black cardstock today is 5.5 by 12 inches. Okay, so 5.5 by 12 inches. And we're going to score it at 3.5. So come down and score it at 3.5. And then we're going to score it at 6. And then we're going to score it at 8.5. Okay. So they're our first scores. Now I've used a little bit of my white gel pen here, just so I can get a diagonal on here. Now we're going to measure in from the side. We're going to measure in from the side. So we're going to do, what are we going to do? What are we going to measure in? We're going to measure in 1/8, 3/4, I should say. So we're going to measure 3/4. So line up your line at 5 and do 3/4. Put a little mark there. So I've got a little mark there and a little mark there for 3/4, one there, one there. So we're going to turn this around on the white line. So we're going to put that 3/4 line here, mark, and our score line down here. So this is the line we want to do it on. This is the 6-inch line that I've actually done my white on, because it's an easy one to come in. And we're going to score down that way on the angle. Okay, and then we're going to turn it around. Oh, I think I just did that wrong, Teresa. I did. Sorry. I'm going to score that again, because I went down to the corner. I was going to score from there to our point again, our 3/4. So I'm going to come back down and I'm going to score that to there. That's all right, we can fix that. And then we're going to turn it around to the 3/4, line this up on the 3/4 as well. And we're going to do our score down there. Okay, that's a bit better, Teresa. So we're going to do our score here, and then we're going to fold over on our score line. Don't worry about the mistake one I did. We won't worry about that one. We'll just rub that out. Okay, and then we're going to fold it over this way as well. So this and this will fold in like this. I'll just get it like this. So it's going to fold in like that. Okay. Let me just grab this out of the way. Okay, so that's the center. It pops up like this. Okay, so line up 3/4 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch, and 3/4 of an inch on this side. And you've got your center one here, and 3/4 and 3/4 here, and you're going from your 3/4 point to your 3/4 point, 3/4 to your 3/4, and then it folds up like this in the center, like this. Beautiful. And it will sit like that. Hi Robin, hi Kay. Can you see that sometimes you just do the wrong thing? That's okay. So we're going to now, I'm just going to make sure that this is lined up pretty even on here. Okay, now we're going to do our mats. So let me go through the mats with you. So on the front we have our designer series paper, which is 12 by 7. And we have our first cherry cobbler, which is 13 by 7.5. So this one's going on here. So let's do that. I'll give you the measurements as we go. Now you can have either side too, because you've got either side of this beautiful designer series paper, which is absolutely gorgeous. I'm loving this patchwork look. Who loves patchwork look? The look of the patchwork. I think it's lovely. And then we're going to have garden green. Okay, and garden green is 8.5. Let's do it in inches for you, because you this one you can do in either. This is 5 3/4, 5 1/4, I mean 5 1/4. I'll get it right, by 3 1/4. And this one is 5 by 3. So this one's 5 by 3. This is 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. Okay. Let's bring this on here. Who loves a good fun fold card for Christmas? I do. I think it's really lovely. And this one's one of my favourites. I go to quite a bit because it's quick and simple, and it uses up some products that I want to use up as well. So this is the front of our card. So I'm going to put this on the front here. So let's go on here. You want to keep an eye out for the middle bit next, because that's the tricky bit. Oh, it is and it isn't. You just got to remember, when you mark your marks out here, you actually score into each of your marks, not to the corner. And yeah, that's the only bit you need to keep an eye out, really. Now this piece here, you're going to have two pieces the same size, which are, let me measure the DSP for you, 5 1/4 by 2 1/4. So you need 2 cut that way, and you need to mark this in half. So you're going to mark it at 2.5, and then you're going to measure 1/4, 3/4. So you're going to measure your 3/4 again here and your 3/4 again at the top there. Okay, so measure your 3/4 here and your 3/4 here. And your half. Then you're going to grab your paper trimmer. Now you can do them one at a time if you want, or you can do them both together. So you're going to line up your 3/4 and then your half, like your lines, your 2 lines together there. Line them up, and then you're going to trim that off. And then you're going to turn it to that point again, and then to your 3/4 point down here. So that was half, and now your 3/4. Just got to line it up on that line. Okay, and then trim that off. Okay, so we've got those 2 little bits trimmed off there, and then it's going to be opened up like this. Okay, so they're your centre bits in here. So you can have them with this side. Oh, I might have done not quite enough. Okay. Let me just measure that again. It's been a while since I've made one of these. It is 3/4. Okay, so what did I do that at? Oh, I did it at 1 1/4. Okay, we don't want that at 1 1/4. We want it at 1/4. So let's go back to our measuring board over here and mark our 1/4 and turn it around and do the same thing on here on the other end. Mark 3/4. So 3/4 and 3/4. We'll do that bit again. We'll go from the middle to our 3/4. Middle to 3/4. We'll just trim that little bit more off there. And from our middle, which is half, to our 3/4 point. Let's hope we got that right this time. Okay. Got the marks. A little bit different, but that's okay. So these are going on here. That's better. You're going to match into there. So they go into where you can sort of see your fold lines are here. They've got to go into this bit here. Can you see how it goes into this bit here? Goes into there. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you. So you can do, like I said, you can do the patchwork side, or you can turn it over and do the candy cane side, because it doesn't matter. And I think I'll go the candy cane for the inside. Okay, so which would be good. So I'm just going to trim that a little bit just there, because I've just got a little bit poking out. Okay, so you can just fit these into this area. Beautiful. Now this one actually goes on that side and that goes on that side. Doesn't really matter. We're just going to glue this. And we're going to glue it in between all those score lines. So the score line here, here, and here. The same with this one. I can't remember what this fun fold is called. I always just call it a fun fold card, and there must be a name for it, but I'm not quite sure what it is. So bring it in between all these folds. Okay, and then on these sides we're going to do our mats again. So we're going to have a green mat on this side, same measurements as the front. Okay, same measurements as the front. I'll just give you that measurement again. Let's hope I get it right today. 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. This is going to go onto this side. And then we're going to do one on this side here. Exactly the same, 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. Down on this side here. I just better make sure that I've got my front on that side. Yes, I have. Just make sure that your front's facing the right way, because it is quite easy when you're moving your card around to have your front going upside down on the wrong side. So just make sure you've got that the right way around, because you want to make sure that that's all the right way. Can you see how that folds up? Okay, I hope you can. You can put colours in there if you want to as well, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it black. Then we're going to come in with our cherry cobbler, which is the same as before, 5 inches by 3 inches on each one. Now you can put as many layers as you want on this. This is the nicest thing about this card, is you can come in with 2 layers, you can come in with 3. It just depends what you've got and how much you want to do. And then we've also got one for this side. So layering can be more if you want to. You can even put next designer series paper before you put your white paper if you want to. If you want to bring a bit of that designer series paper into your layering, you can do that as well. Okay, like on the front. Okay, you can always bring in a little bit like that on here if you want to. But I like to keep the inside sometimes plain. Sometimes I like to bring it in with designer series paper. And look, you know, you've got designer series paper that you could even trim and put just a little bit in there if you wanted to decorate it, because there's little bits that you always have left on things that you can decorate up with. But let's just put this one in first. So there's 3 and 3. This one is 4 3/4 by 2 3/4. So that's going in on this side. This is also a really good one if you want to put a photo in of a family. So if you've got a photo that you want to put in of a family, you can. But we're going to make this one into a little bit of a gift card one today. So we're going to put in a little bit of a gift card to go in down to sit in there, which would be really lovely. So I'm just trying to work out whether I want it to go from the green to the green so that it will fit into the center. So we're just going to trim this up. I'm just wondering whether I want it to go to green. I think so, because then the card will fit in down there. So we're just going to actually, you can even have the decorated side on here if you want to. Like if you got a different piece that had decoration, like I've got so many scraps over here, you can just use that. I'm going to use the candy cane. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue down here and a little bit down here. I love it when you can make a card and a gift in one, especially for like the grandkids that are a little bit older, that love money or a gift card because they have their games that they love to play. This way you can sort of put your gift card or whatever down into here, or the money into here, which is really a lot of fun. And then this side you can write on. Okay, so you can put your beautiful words that you want to put on here as well. Okay, so you can sort of see the inside looks really lovely, and it folds up and over like this. Now the front of the card, if you want to decorate this down a little bit, you can. You can bring this a little bit into here. You can sort of see that that's going to fit. You can keep the patchwork on there if you want to, or you can bring this over the birds if you don't want the birds on there. You can bring an extra piece over, or you could even bring in some words down the bottom here. So I'm thinking of doing that. So I'm thinking of the words, and I'm going to go cherry cobbler. And it really is, I'm using a lot of scraps on this one. I've got a lot of little scraps, and it's a really good one to use all those little scraps of paper. Okay, we'll turn it up the right way. Now, this can be trimmed down. I wasn't quite sure. This is just a scrap piece of white, but I can trim it down if I want to. It's actually not a bad size. And this comes out of the Stitched Stocking one, and same with the Designer Series paper is out of that beautiful Christmas bundle or suite. You can buy it as a suite. Now, you could put this in here and add a little bit of the candy sticks in here as well if you want to. Or you could even do a smaller piece if you want to. You know, bring in a smaller piece, or you can have it going right across. You can put a banner in it if you want to, or you can just have it going straight. You can have a banner coming down here if you want to add it in this way. So you can add and raise that up a little bit, and you can have your word coming in this way. So we're going to do that. We're going to raise this bit up because I'm going to raise the little bird up as well. So we're going to grab, we're still using up our pieces around the edge. But that's all right. We can use them up. Just cut them all. Okay. So to bring in that little bit of candy cane at the front, we can do this. I'm just going to bring some of these in down here. Might even put one in the middle of each of these just to make sure that it sits nice and firm. Pull these out. Okay. Fold this, and this is going to sort of come in here and down here, and then this is going to come in under here, our Merry Christmas. I think about there. I can trim a little bit off the Merry Christmas. It's hard to tell when you're, like I said, it was a scrap, so I just stamped on it, but I can just cut a little bit more off so I can move it a little bit around. Okay, move a little bit off the top. I'm making it about 2 centimeters. Okay, that's a bit better. You could use a beautiful die as well. Like if you've got a beautiful fancy die, you could use that as well. So we can bring, yeah, that's better, because that way I can place it sort of in the middle of there and still have that patchwork around it, which is what I want. A little bit of glue. Then, so this is going to go in under here, and it's going to fit in there. Then this bird is the same as this bird, and I've got a couple of these. I wasn't sure how I wanted to raise this up, but we can just cut this and raise it up. So we're just going to cut the bird out. You can cut the square out if you wanted to, but I'm just going to cut the bird out. It's like a little patchwork bird. So cute. Got a little peak on its head. So because it's all straight lines, it's not hard to fussy cut, which is good. So we just come down, it's like little triangles and squares and rectangles. And come down here and trim that off there. Okay, so this one's going to raise up on here. So we're going to use some dimensions behind that. And I've got this piece here, which is perfect. It's got a little tail on it as well. So it's just going to go on here. Oh, come on, little fingers. Okay, and this is just going to go up here. Now, like I said, I saved another one because I had another one there as well. I had a red one. I wasn't sure which one I really wanted to put on, but you can put whatever you like on. But I love that that's just really lovely. And then up the top here, we're just going to add a bit of a twine. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a bulky one because I like to come down a couple of times with my twines, as you know. So cut that off. And we're just going to turn it in here. I don't know why this little message keeps popping up. I hope it's not, sorry, I'm just going to move it. Hopefully I can get it. I hope that's not, hi Lillian, I just saw your name come up. I hope that wasn't blocking what I was doing. Please let me know if it is in the comment, whether that was blocking. So we're going to do this gorgeous little bow. We're going to pull that down and pull that down. And this is just going to sit really tangly up in the top there, which I really love. So we're going to close this. We need a mini glue dot, a little mini glue dot. These are the best for putting on buttons. They're great for putting on ribbon, twine. Just fold it back and you'll see it here. Little mini glue dot. Just press your image or whatever it is into it. You'll see it won't come out, it won't fall off. And then just slide it off and slide it up to where we want it. We've got that beautiful twine sitting up the top there as well. Okay, and now on the inside, you can, if you wanted to on the inside, you could cut out a couple of these birds and put them on here as well, like on the inside. So we might just quickly do this one. This one might sit over there on that, I think. So these are gorgeous. This paper is amazing for being able to cut out little pieces for your own embellishments, which I really love. And on the Saturday class that the ladies have booked into on the one sheet, on the Stamp and Stack, they get to choose what cards they want to make. It's a different sort of class. And it's more for the advanced ladies, which is really, really good. We're still having a beautiful class on the Friday for ladies that are still learning. But look, whichever way you go, it's beautiful. This is going to go on here, but I might actually use this because I think this is quite nice, and then put this over the top of it because it's the same as the front. So we're going to raise this up, my dimensions. I'm just going to put a couple in the center here. Now you could do a circle if you wanted to. You could punch it out in a circle. Depends how big your scrap is. Okay, like how big your scrap is, if you can get a punch around it. So I'm just going to pop that on here because remember, you're going to put your money, your code, your money or your gift card or whatever in there. We're just going to raise this one up. So you can raise this one up over the top of that one. That one matches the front. So you can sort of see, you can decorate it and then you can put your words in there. So you can stamp out words from in here too, like warm wishes this Christmas. Sending warm wishes this Christmas can go on this side. So you could also put that in there as well. Yeah. Okay. So have a look at this beautiful fun fold card. It is just so, so, so sweet. And such a gorgeous little card for Christmas. And it sits a little bit differently. You can still put your little gift in there, your money. Thank you for the love heart. And then you've got your patchwork and your little bit of candy cane there. And then you've got your patchwork here and your candy cane on the inside. So, and then you've got your whole area where you can write. How gorgeous is that? That is such a gorgeous little card to send out to people. And just add your little bit of bling up there. You can do it in silver thread or gold thread or your twine or however you want to make it. Even doing your mats in gold or silver, just if you've got someone really special that you want to make it a little bit more classier for. You love it, Robin? Yeah, it's just beautiful. It's a really beautiful little card. It just is gorgeous little fun fold card. Just remember when you're doing your scoring to just score it to your point, your marks. It's easy to make mistakes. We all do it. So God bless you and thank you all for coming on today. And Addie, if you're watching, happy birthday. 6-year-old today, I cannot believe. And on today is Monday, Tuesday, on Wednesday we've got Frankie and his birthday as well. So great-grandchildren and just birthdays everywhere. God bless you all. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And if it's your birthday today, happy birthday as well. God bless you. Bye for now.